Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you are around the world, welcome to one of the most favourite Formula 1 circuits on the... Oh, I can't wait to get the telemetry off. Fuck's sake. Oh, telemetry stuck on now. It's a shame. Anyway, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you're watching around the world, welcome to Texas. Welcome to the circuit, the America's COTA, if you want to call it short. New season, new cars, new regulations, new drivers, new everything. we're meant to be doing one-shot qualifying, but apparently it's bugged. So we're here for two short qualifyings. I would have much preferred to do the one-shot qualifying and risk it and just say, inshallah, just get some pace in it. But nonetheless, Scarlet Ferraris prance their way onto the track first to commemorate the beginning of the TTYB Season 5 Formula 1 World Championship. Tier 1. This is, we'll be heading to Season 5 with 2 tiers now in this, in the halfway mark towards 10 seasons here. Candy Floss. They've got pace, but it only seems to be around one circuit. Can they turn that table here this evening? This time we're in Texas, where there is straight mode even down towards here as well, which I did not even notice, to be remotely honest. Your reigning world champion for this season lines up in the Oracle Red Bull racing car, alongside Lucas in that Red Bull. And then the runner-up from last season, Yuri Ahrens, lines up with Spaceboy. We have drivers out in the medium to man tyres, and in sprint quality you'd like to normally go for that set of tyres. You'd like to normally go for the harder compounds first, the harder ranged, before you go to the soft tyres of the lot. And the Scarlet Ferrari, we know it's a decent car in real life. Obviously, it was equal performance today. It's an absolute level playing field amongst the pack. Turn 19, and then turn number 20 here. Rotate it around the final corner, and you put a foot to the floor all the way down towards turn number 1, where you have to be very, very careful with this battery. You will hear the LICO just before the braking. That is to restock that battery pack as they apply the power and head downhill towards the flat corner of turn number 2 before the S section of turn 3, of turn 4, of turn 5, then through turn 6. 25-4 at the end of the first sector. You rotated them through 7, then uphill through the uphill chicane of turn 8 and turn number 9 before you stamp on the power. And you go down this long mini straight. Straight mode enabled before you do some LICO and apply the brakes. Rotate it through turn 11. And once again, foot to the floor as you head down the back straight, where this is where you want to have the most battery possible. This is where you want to have the most available to your storage, because you want to be sure that you can use maximum power. Make sure you don't start clipping, make sure you don't start harvesting halfway down that straight. We rotate it then through 13, through 14, then through turn number 15, stamp on the power, battery already topped up again. You then rotate it through turn 16, through turn 17, through turn 18, the triple right apex, before you approach the penultimate corner at turn 19. Use all of the curb on the inside, use all of the curb on the outside. Round the final corner at turn 20. The benchmark here today in Texas is a 133.273. And it's over to the other Scarlet Ferrari, this time a double G, who has invalidated on their inaugural first lap here in qualifying in Texas. What about Mac then? Rotating it around the final corner. Oh, wait, what? Did they go off at the final corner? It's a 33.551 for Mackie. And that confused me a bit, because I thought he had a valid time. I thought it came out valid anyway, nonetheless. Wait, what? There's 2 Mackies. Mackie 1 and Mackie 2. It's a Mackie 1-2, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable scenes here, as Sheehan, as expected, will go to the top of the time page to completely usurp that attempt here in qualifying. What about Lucas then in the Red Bull? That is not Lucas in the Red Bull. Who is that? That is Sheldon, who has peeled into the pits here in the United States. What about the Audi coming around the final corner? Is it Herbie? It is Herbie who has invaded on their times, and Alpine over the line. I think that is James to begin a lap here in qualifying for behind the Mercedes. We get a lap here, and there's someone off in the wall there. That's just Theo Goldenballer pulling out of the way here. Fortis as well will be the next driver up to begin a lap. Then what about Narty? Rotate it through. Oh! Sheldon B's retired. Well, rotate it through the final corner and go over the line. It's a 1:33.036, and it's exactly a tenth of a second, which have split the top two here so far. Infinity Candy Floss with power on for one more. What about Double G? They all set their valid time. A little bit of a slide on the rear end over the line. Will go up into the top four with a 33.603. The Mercedes of duty over the line to begin yet another lap in this qualifying session. What about James then? Sorry, it's not James. That is Mac, who's making their way around the final corner to begin a lap here in qualifying. What about Theo? They peel into pit road here. What about Lucas then? Sample the power, come over the line. Lucas on the soft tyre goes only up into the top three. Then there's a Williams over the line. A Fortis, I think that was. I'm not too sure. No, it's not. It was their teammate. Of who is their teammate? It was Mackie, who was just begun. There's a Racing Bulls who is doing some weird things. Sure. What about the Audi then? Of Herbie. Herbie powers over the line. It's a 33.524. Further behind a Mercedes of Highwire. I didn't see where they went. They went to the top 7 there. Here in this qualifying session, there is a Haas. I think Spaceboy. Sorry, Yuri Ahrens, the runner-up from last season, who is parrying on for one more go. Fortis and the Williams will make their way round the final corner here and put their foot to the floor. And over the line we go. It's Fortis, the slowest overall, was a 34.884, and it's over a tenth away from their teammate here. I think that was Noel we actually saw driving around. Yes, it was Noel, who we just saw doing some random driving. As Candy Floss will finally, with the boost on around the final corner, questionable things as Candy Floss over the line, goes into the top 3 there. It was a respectable effort by the Scarlet Ferrari here, and it's currently left Sheehan on original pole position as Candy Floss gets usurped by the Silver Arrow of duty. What about Spaceboy then? They are beginning a lap here in qualifying. Further ahead in the timing page, that is Mac, who is peeling into the box here. There's a Cadillac of Tanny Dran over the line. I turned away by accidentally. But watch this man though. Will we watch Yuri Ahrens? We shall watch Yuri Ahrens here. So the man who was a runner-up last season goes off the circuit this season as they make their way then through turn number 13. 3 cars ahead, but I don't think they're pushing on their respectable efforts, as then Yuri Ahrens will rotate it through turn number 15 before the triple right apex of 16, 17 and 18 here at Texas. I was about to say here at Silverstone, but we're not at Silverstone, are we? There is a part of this circuit which is inspired by Silverstone, though. That is the S section, inspired by the old Maggots and Beckett section. Very, very close to the track limits there for Yuri Ahrens. Yuri rotates it around the final corner. Where can he go in the Haas? And that's not what you normally see from him. Miles off the pace, 1.5 seconds off the pace is the Haas driver. Okay, so this Rotax guy is really, really good. Who is Rotax? Oh, this guy. There's a Racing Bulls over the line of Null, who goes slowest overalls of 35.405. Off the circuit goes Candy Floss. Into the pits goes Candy Floss! With a bit of an oversteer. And the Mercedes of duty as well will peel into the box. Spaceboy then. Spaceboy comes around the final corner, comes over the line. Where can they go slowest over? It's the second slowest overall, sorry. With a 35.376. We are. There is a big field spread here. 2.5 seconds, sorry. Between the. Hey, the chat, yeah, I do read the chat. I'm not that cruel. I don't ignore people. The Papaya cars are up next. It'll be Katie up first. Unless anyone else is on the lap, we will just watch Katie's lap. Not on a lap, not on a lap. Not on a lap, not on a lap. Yes, on the lap. Tanidran on those soft compound tyres, 1.8 tenths down at the start of the opening sector. Rise the hill, then decline down the hill, flat through 10, before you reach turn number 11 here in Texas. Get it rotated for the hairpin. You see the wheel get absolutely chucked because you want to be able to get as much rotation as humanly possible. Head down the back straight. Head down towards turn number 12, where this will probably be the favoured overtaking spot here in Texas. You rotate it, then go on the braking, then go through turn number 12 and apply the power once again before you head to turn number 13. Half a second up on their delta is the Cadillac of Tanidran, currently looking to slot himself only up into the top 9 at its current moment in time. Once again then, stamp on the throttle, get that battery right back on before you approach the triple right apex of 16, 17 and 18. Not long remaining here in this sprint qualifying session. Red Bull of Shalaby in the pits and the Haas of Yuri Ahrens in the pits. The top 2 in the World Championship from last season will not be going anymore in this qualifying session. Roll over to Tanidran as they can only go into the top 9. What about Katie up next in the McLaren car through turn 19 before you approach turn number 20 here. Red Bull ahead of Lucas will begin their lap as Katie completes their lap. 40 seconds on the clock, and over the line we go with Katie to go 15th on the grid. At this current moment in time, James has begun another lap here in qualifying. AJ is making their way for the final couple of corners, but isn't validated on the time. Brian Evans might be up next, unless Theo. No, it should be Brian up next in the other Cadillac as they make their way down the long back straight. There's a Racing Bulls ahead as well. That might be Sheehan. No, it's not Sheehan. It is Noel, actually, who is pushing on. We'll watch Noel, because then we know it is then Brian Evans after. Noel, the driver, the current slowest time on the board so far. Make your way towards turn number 13. 200 down on their personal best so far. We would normally expect 22 cars on the grid, but Beaksy disconnects from the session once more. They're not racing today, luckily, so they won't be having race issues, but they're having connection issues at the current moment in time. Noel rotates it through the triple right apex then. What about what will the rear look like through turn number 19? Seemed nice and steady, but then seemed a little bit deep, missing the apex a little bit. Through turn 20 we now run. And where can Noel in the Racing Bulls go over the line? Do they improve? No, they don't. Then it'll be Brian Evans! Brian Evans takes provisional pole here in Texas with a lap for the flu from absolutely nowhere. Theo Golden Baller rises up into the top 11. What can Sheehan do next? They're making their way for the next couple of corners. We might see Mac up first in the Alpine, or will it be the other one of James? It will be James up first as Tanidran's off in the grass. So James over the line. They can't do anything about it. We're going to keep an eye on Sheehan though. Flick it in through turn 19 towards turn 20 we go. There's a Ferrari off in the background. Rotax can't improve. It's over to the Welshman for more Welsh wonders. To the top of the page with a 32.459. Can Duty in the Mercedes do anything? No, they can't. They have been validated on their attempt here in qualifying. What about AJ then? Rotate it round the final corner, and AJ will not go to pole. They will go into the top 9. Herbie as well goes into the top 3 to let Cadillac lock out. Sorry, the Audi lock out the second row. But it's a man who we've been wanting to see win for so long. Sheehan at the front of the field for the opening sprint race of the year. Welsh wonders have been provided in Texas. It was a tremendous Texas triumph in sprint quali. Audi as well will be over the moon with that. Rightfully, like Capit has said, Audi, the highest qualified team in terms of both drivers where they are. But nonetheless, this man has started off the 2026 regulations in a very, very strong manner here. It is pole position in the sprint for Sheehan. We have 10 laps to go. Well, 10 laps to come for the sprint race here. Rotax, we have to mention to him. 4th place on the mediums. Duty 7th place on the mediums. They could have really challenged, didn't mess up their lap. So it's Sheehan from Brian. Then Herbie and Rotax all on the all Audi second row. Candy Floss and Mackie. Duty and Double G. Lucas and AJ. That's your top 10. Then it's Highwire and Mackie. James and Tanidran Theo and Yuri Aarons, who was one driver we didn't expect to see down here. But then starting last, Shaulenby, Chris, the reigning world champion, the 2-time world champion, is starting plumb last for the sprint. Well, it'll be fun seeing Shaulenby cut through the field. Potentially. So we know tyres are good on this game. We know tyres are fine, so expect everyone to be on the medium compound tyres. Crikey. So I cannot stop yawning today. So as the crowd cheer on here in Texas, we've got 21 cars on the grid. One Aston Martin failed to make it. How does it work? Is there going to be a full qualify? It'll be a short qualifying session. It'll be an 18-minute qualifying session for the Grand Prix, and then the 28 laps. So sprint quali sprinted by. We now have the main sprint race where drivers, no strategy involved. It will be foot to the floor, it'll be pedal to the metal, it'll be whatever the hooting hell you want here in Texas for the sprint. Lyco will be a crucial factor. The battery will be a crucial factor here in the United States tonight, where we await the beginning of this sprint race. We await the first ever 2026 regulation start for TTYB. Could be chaos. It might be fine. Obviously, we know the race starts are nowhere near as realistic in the game as compared to real life, which is kind of unfortunate because I would like to see how it is, but the res are higher, which forces more mistakes from the grid when they put the foot to the floor. Sheehan from pole, and then Brian Evans from P2. It will be a absolute age. It'll be an absolute duel towards turn 1, where you've seen drivers in the past decide to send it, claim the apex, run your competitor out of road, and take the lead. All questions will be answered very, very, very soon. Texas known for its phenomenal racing. Texas known for its exact stuff. I read the script. The Aldis crash each other out. She and the Cadillac crash. Infinity wins. I would love to know what that said. Anyway. The only word I know is Kazo. That's the only word I know. Welcome to the opening sprint of the season. Seems like we're waiting a while now to get going, isn't it? Beaksy's disconnected again. Good for you for knowing what Kazo means. Truly a knowledgeable man. Someone should bet on how many times Beaksy will leave the session. I expect at least 4 more. Candy floss, how long do we go? I got a World Cup to watch. Anyway, welcome to Texas for the first sprint of the season. 5 lights on. And there's no more waiting. We are racing in Texas as we climb the hill towards the opening braking zone of the lap. And it's already side by side for the lead of the Grand Prix. The Cadillac is darting through, and in Texas, climb down the hill. Sheehan leads the United States Sprint. Brian Evans in second, the two Audis run wheel to wheel through the S's, and it's Rotax who's got past Herbie. They've all been detached. There's an Aston Martin of Beaksy who's been detached at the back. Beaksy, I don't think they were racing anyway, but side by side further behind between the Red Bull and the Cadillac. Solar Cindy having quite the poor start. Wheel to wheel with Tanidran, and there's contact, and off goes the Red Bull into the wall. Out of contention in this sprint race, but at the front of the field, I don't really know what Solar Cindy was doing. At the front of the field though, the Cadillacs are getting close as well. Head down the back straight, head down towards turn number 12, where the two German machines will prepare to do battle. The American machine will look to do battle as well. We head on the braking. Here comes the Alpina Mac on the inside, side by side with the Scarlet Ferrari, and on this occasion, nothing doing. The Aston Martin of AJ now, looking for the move, looking for the inside dart, but doesn't get the move. Double G already a 3-second time penalty as the Mercedes of Duty is looking to make it through, and the top two in the sprint will wheel to wheel no more. The Cadillac tried, the Cadillac didn't prevail on that occasion. Oh, I've turned the telemetry on without realising. Anyway, head round the final corner, head towards turn number 1 once again. Oh my god. Oh, off in the background goes the Ferrari of Double G. Head towards turn number 1 though. On this occasion, none of the top two close enough to think of anything on this occasion here. Further behind the two Audis as well. Getting close for comfort here as we head down the hill. Double G running wheel to wheel towards the S section, into the S's side by side. The 8th and 9th running momentarily wheel to wheel. On that occasion, they thought better of it. Brian Evans, by the way, look how close he's sticking to the rear of the Racing Bulls. Look how close he's sticking to the Welshman. Head down towards turn number 11, where you can always think of a dive bomb here, but on this occasion, nothing doing. Sheehan is underfueled here in Texas. The hope that he'll be able to recover enough fuel. Head down the back straight, head towards turn number 12, where the best chance to make an overtake is arising here, and Brian Evans is defending. Would he go for it? Brian Evans going for it to the inside. Wheel to wheel, Cadillac and Racing Bulls run off the road. Goes the Racing Bulls, and to the lead goes Evans in the Cadillac. Further behind, the Audis looking to get involved as well. Evans goes defensive. Sheehan's trying to open up the corner here with a lovely switchback, but the momentum gets halted due to the rear wing of the Cadillac. And as we head through the triple right apex on this occasion, it is the new race leader here at the sprint. Here comes Candy Floss looking for the move, looking maybe for the dive, as on the inside, Rotax diving it on Sheehan, rail to wheel, down the main straight we head, and towards turn number 1 we go. Herbie as well, one on the attack, one on the defence. We head to turn number 1. Sheehan's been able to switch to that inside line as the Audis get close for comfort as well, roaring around the outside to take 4th place in the sprint race with a lovely, bold, brilliant move. Here comes Mackie into the S's. Lucas is out of the sprint race as our second retiree, Sheldonby as well. Well, the driver who got caught up in the lap 1 chaos, he is down in the field. He's 8.6 seconds away. But up at the front of the field, Brian Evans has got a half a second lead here in Texas as we head down towards turn 12. Rotax is thinking of it to the inside line. Sheehan chops that one off, and look how close it is. Almost contact on the exit of turn 11. Head down the back straight, head down towards turn number 12 once again. And once again, Rotax is gaining in that slipstream. And we know Rotax likes to be brave on the brakes. Can he be the last of the late breakers? Here comes Sheehan again. Round the outside at turn 12, the inside to 13 with a bold, a brilliant, a brave move around the outside at turn number 13. Further behind, the Audi and the Alpine run wheel to wheel. Almost minor contact off the road goes the Audi as they run through the triple right apex. Herbie got passed by one, got passed by a Ferrari, now gets passed by an Alpine as they make their way in towards turn 19 and turn 20. Here comes Rotax again. Full of a move on the last lap of the turn 20. On this occasion, doesn't have anything to do. head down towards turn number 1, and once again, here comes Candy Floss. Will he go for the move? Yes, he will. Minor contact, but do they get it stopped? Yes, they do. Off the circuit almost. Went the Audi, as now towards the S's side by side. Third and fourth, going dueling in the Texas, in the United States, in the Lone Star State. They're trying to make it a Lone Star battle for the podium position. Herbie, our latest driver, to pick up a penalty for track limits in the United States. But look how close it is once again between the top two in the sprint race. As we head down towards turn number 12, dive on the inside. Rotax again. Look how brave he is on those brakes as we make our way down the back straight. Look how close it is to contact as we run towards turn number 12. The leaders in the Grand Prix as well are getting close once again. Rotax and Candy Floss will remain wheel to wheel as we go under braking into turn number 12. Wheel to wheel they remain. Deep on the brakes went the Audi as we run wheel to wheel in towards turn number 13. Looks like of a rear lock there from the Ferrari, and the Audi finally gets through into the podium places once more. Into the sprint podium places once more. A little bit deep from Candy Floss though. Could that open the door to Max, sorry, as we run through the triple right apex here, but they have to ensure they get close enough. For the Lila Grand Prix, for the Lila Sprint. I keep saying the Grand Prix, don't I? This is the issue, because I'm so used to just Grand Prix. Obviously, I'm so used to it just being sprint races on the inside. Side by side they run. Mac dives it, and Mac gets a lovely move. What about Herbie on this occasion? On the power, can't do it. But all out to the S's. Once again, look at the recharge differences. Look at the strategic choices to be able to recharge that battery. But if this was 2025 regulations, you would not see drivers follow this closely here in the sprint race. Sheehan seems to struggle a lot more to follow Brian than Brian is to follow Sheehan here in Texas. But as we head in towards turn number 11 on this occasion, we head down that back straight once again, and we head towards turn 12 once again, where the top two in the Grand Prix, oh my god, in the sprint race, will look to do battle once more. Herbie as well will look to do battle once more. Heading towards turn number 12, and in a straight fight, under the brakes it was a contest, but in the straight fight it wasn't. Duty, with a move he was thinking of just watching happen, he's now actually thinking of making one himself, and as they run wheel to wheel through 13, 14, and towards turn 15, Duty looking around the outside as the Ferrari almost got clattered by the front right of the Audi, but as they go on the power through the triple right apex, Duty gets ahead, and the Silver Arrow finally past that Audi as they make their way towards turn number 19. And Brian Evans, look how close he's able to stick to that Racing Bulls. Obviously, he's using a bit more battery than Sheehan here, but as we head in towards turn number 1, once again, will Brian think of a dive bomb in towards the opening corner of the racetrack? No, but someone who is thinking of the move in the turn number 1. Duty looking for the old switcheroo out of turn 1. Put the power down. Head down towards turn number 2. Turn number 3. He's looking around the outside at 2 before the inside at 3. But on this occasion, once again, not close enough as they head through the S's, head through the Magus and Beckett's inspired section. As we make our way towards the end of the first sector here. Once again, Brian Evans is able to stick so close to him. And this is maybe making me think that he's using a little bit more high downforce in comparison to Sheehan in the Racing Bulls, and the Welsh driver looking to claim, which I would believe is a maiden win in TTYB. Had one stripped away from him last season after leaving insufficient room when wheel to wheel with Shanley on the final lap. We head down in towards turn number 12 once again, where once again they're not close enough, but some further behind. Duty is getting close. Duty is looking for the inside move. Thought of it, but wasn't close enough to make that move. We head through turn 12, head to turn 13, where you don't really see a lot of moves there. Turn 15 is where you would like to normally see a good old cheeky dive bomb. Will Duty go for it? No, he won't, but further ahead, Mackie will. Almost contact, is minor contact between the Audi and the Alpine. Opens the door to Candy Floss to sneak through. On the inside line, wheel to wheel they run, wheel to wheel no more, because the Ferrari has gained that place and is back up in the 4th place in the sprint as we make our way towards turn number 20 once again. Candy Floss should have the overtake, which they do. No, they don't. That surprised me a bit. But anyway, head to the number 1 once again, where Mackie once again looking for that move. Lap 7 of 10 here in the sprint race here. Further behind, Yuri Ahrens gets that move, and the man who we was expecting to see up here, only up into 7th in this sprint race so far. For the lead of the sprint race, though, is getting close once again. Head through the S's, head through turn 7 before you go up through turn 8 and turn number 9, where once again Brian Evans able to stick so close. Brian Evans led the sprint race momentarily with a lovely move, but then lost it again when Sheehan was able to get it back. Theo Golden Baller, our latest driver to get a penalty. Sheldon B, down in P19, hasn't had the pace to close up yet. Has the two-time world champion. As we head down towards turn number 13 once again. Mackie is gaining once again. The Audi is defending once again. And it's wheel to wheel towards turn number 12. And the Ferrari's got through on the inside. That's a horrible camera angle here. The Ferrari shoves the Audi out wide as we run wheel to wheel through turn 13. Side by side they go and apply the power through turn 14. Before the inside at 15 awaits the Scarlet Ferrari. Think of it, but the Audi chops across. And the Audi defends that one. Mac with a little bit of a moment as Duty as well will be waiting in the tracks to make that move with a near on full battery. What do you think of it? Around the outside at turn number 19, wheel to wheel, roaring around the outside, side by side between the two Mercedes powered machines as we head through turn 20 and head down that main straight. 3 laps remaining in this sprint race as we head towards turn number 1, where once again Duty is running wheel to wheel, but here comes Mac on the inside. Theo Gordon Baller retired from the sprint. I don't know why. As side by side, the Ferrari and the Alpine run, and the Alpine passed one. Can they get a second maybe into turn number 3 on this occasion? Once again, they are not close enough. I have no idea why Theo has retired from this sprint race here. Before the lead of the sprint race, it was close. It was under 0.2 of a second for a split moment here. But look how close he's able to follow as they climb the hill for 8 and 9 before they make their way through the flat kink of turn number 10 before they make their way down in towards turn number 11. Once again, it's foot to the floor. Once again, it's a mystery of will there be a challenge in towards turn number 12, where once again Sheehan is able just to manage this to perfection here as we make our way down in towards turn number 12. Once again, these two will not do anything, but someone who will. Mac gets through into the sprint podium places, but the Audi will hold this around the outside. Rotax trying to continue to defend this position as they remain wheel to wheel and stamp on the power here and stamp in towards turn 15 with a lovely move. Right the outside by Mac on the Audi. The Alpine's got through, and now Candy Floss as well will look for that move to make sure that they are able to maybe try and get a sprint podium here. Mac's penalty has taken him out of contention for this podium. Yuri Ahrens, by the way, has caught up to this train here, and Yuri's got 2 laps to go from 7th to 4th to ensure that they get a sprint race podium here as we head towards turn number 1 once again. Here comes Rotax again, pulling to the inside, pulling wheel to wheel momentarily, but not close enough. He thinks of it, but then before they apply the brakes and rotate the corner, the Ferrari looking to the outside line. But on this occasion, not close enough. The Ferrari, keen, put under pressure now from Duty as they make their way through the S's. And look at this 5-car train. You would not see this in the 2025 regulations here. You can see up ahead, you see the top 2 rise through turn 9. You can just see this 5-car train. Look how close they get. Almost Constantinoing up here as we now see Yuri Ahrens. Think of a challenge here. Round goes the Haas. Saves the car. Doesn't tag the wall. He went for a brave move on the inside of turn 10. Tagged the rear left of Duty. Sent the car spinning 90 degrees. Luckily, the grass was there. Luckily, he saved the car and there's no issues for the runner-up from last season, but there could be an issue for the Alpine, who is doing battle, who's an issue for the Ferrari, who is doing battle with Duty. Duty will want to get these moves. He knows he's got the pace here. He knows he's got the talent to be able to climb up the order here, to climb up the pecking order here. When you think of a dive to the inside, you need to have some confidence. You need to have some aggression to try it. But someone who is getting close with that lead, Brian Evans, getting close for the lead of the sprint race as we head towards the final lap of this Grand Prix. Sheehan has got 20% less battery here. You can see him trying to recharge some more battery. Yellow flags because Duty's had a moment at the final corner. Duty's around at the final corner here as we head towards turn number 1. It's Brian Evans thinking of a move to the inside line on this occasion. Not close enough. Yuri Ahrens now picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limits as we head down towards the S section. We head towards the twists and the turns of the opening sector. We make our way as AJ retires from the session, retires in the pit lane. Another one for no reason, retired in the pits. As we go uphill through turn number 8, through turn number 9. Brian Evans got a full battery here. He can burn as much as he wishes as we make our way. Oh no! The Cadillac spinning the car. And that's so similar. We saw Yuri just spun the car, and our rival for the win, a rival no more, as they by behind the Alpine and the Audi once again dueling it out in the United States in the sprint race here. They're sprinting to the flag here. It's Rotax momentarily ahead. Mac will surely dive this on the inside. No, he won't. The Ferrari closes up so much as they make their way towards turn number 15 once again here. There's a little bit of a moment from the Alpine. Could we see Candy Floss maybe dart to the inside at turn 15? Was a bold move. No, he won't. We see Mac think of it to the inside, but now as they get on the power here, not on this occasion, not close enough. Brian Evans as well, someone who was challenging for the win, but will challenge no further. But this man, who has had many second places before, say goodbye to that. Sheehan has finally provided a Welsh wonder. He wins the United States sprint ahead of Brian Evans, and then the Audi, then the Ferrari, then the Alpine, and then the Haas of Yuri Ahrens rounds out your top 6. It will be Herbie in P7. It'll be Herbie in 7th, Duty 8th, Noel in 9th, Danny Dran in 10th, Fortis in 11th, Spaceboy in 12th, and the world champion will come home for P14 in the sprint race. Congratulations to Sheehan then, finally taking a win here in TTYB. It took him long enough, but he finally got that coveted P1. Just can he translate it to the Grand Prix, where he got pole in the sprint qualifying. He's won the sprint by 4 seconds. It's today where he breaks his Grand Prix curse. Well, we head to Grand Prix qualifying now. My phone is very, very hot. Shit. Prediction for quality, it's going to be Shannon be P1, Sheehan P2, and Infinity Candy Floss P3. Unk forgot Yuri exists. Well, your pole position prediction's gone. Uncle AJ left. What do you mean Uncle AJ left? The session is Uncle AJ. I don't know. Is he back? Oh, well, both Red Bulls are starting last. Lol. Red Bull have had 2 mechanical issues which they cannot repair here. Well, smoking on that Red Bull pack. Well, welcome to Grand Prix qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. We've had the sprint race. It's time for the main event. Wow. Crikey. Is it ever that I'm not doing any quality this season? Oh, okay. Well, you've won your championship. You're letting someone else have a go now, are you? I see how it is. You've just lost that man a fiver because he predicted you on pole. You're not full well, crikey. Right. Well, roll on Grand Prix qualifying here, where we round the final corner and head down the main straight for the opening lap of qualifying here, where Katie will take us away here in Grand Prix qualifying up the hill through turn number 1, where Katie will then descend downhill before turn number 2 before they approach the S section of turn number 3, turn number 4, turn number 5, then through the long turn number 6 before turn number 7. Uphill then through turn number 8, where the McLaren driver on the soft compound tyres, it's just full. It is attack, attack, attack here in qualifying now as we make our way down in towards turn number 20. No, what the hell am I on about? Turn number 11. As now we make our way down the long back straight towards turn number 12, where we saw plenty of wheel-to-wheel action momentarily in the sprint race. I say momentarily, it was quite long wheel-to-wheel actions, wasn't it? End of the middle sector, 103.570 is the benchmark at the middle sector. Kind of mental, right? By the time Katie completed 2 sectors in Texas, a driver would have completed a lap in Austria. Just shows like the different sizes and circuits, doesn't it? Anyway, we round the final 2 corners here of turn 19 before they approach turn number 20. A lot of margin available for the McLaren car. Through the final corner then, foot to the floor and over the line. It's a 34.736, and it is now over to the rest of the field to challenge here. And up first will be Herbie in the Audi, who already seems to be 0.7 of a second up in comparison to Katie's time at the end of the 2 sectors. At the end of the final sector, the gap might be a second as they rotate it and come over the line. And it's 1.2 second advantage of 33.517. Then Double G up next to take it away with a 33.383 as the other Ferrari Candyfloss has come into pit lane. At the current moment in time, Mercedes Highwire is up next, making their way down the back straight in validation on their lap time. Beaksy, man who I thought wasn't racing today, has ended up in the cockpit of the Aston Martin. As they make their way, you hear the Lyco on the Aston Martin, rotate it through turn number 12, and then through turn 13. On the floor, foot to the floor, through 14, before the braking at turn number 15. Stamp on the power once more. Make your way, as Candyfloss has now retired from the session. So, the hope for Candyfloss has been dashed out in an instant. Beaksy will make their way, running around that final corner. The McLaren gets out of the way, but that might just give them this next lap in validation here. Over the line we go. Slowest overall for Beaksy. It's Katie. Don't really know what she was planning there. Alpine over the line of Mac, I believe that was. No, sorry, someone coming to pit lane. It was James. Cadillac Dran, beginning of lap here in qualifying. Field on Buller has just rise from the pits. Herbie will peel into the box. Double G will peel into the box. High wire on this occasion. Has validated on their time as of yet. Further up the road, there is another Alpine pushing on. I don't think it's any of them on a lap though, because there is one in the pits of one in the pits, one in the out lap. So yeah, this will be the next driver up to set a competitive time here in qualifying. 11 minutes 20 remaining on the clock here. Quali banned from pre-season shenanigans. I'll ref. Lol. As they make their way through turn 15 and make their way towards 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. The Silver Arrow, we know it's been dominant in 2026, but can Highwire replicate that performance from Kimi Antonelli, the youngster who's on 5 wins in a row? Over the line we go with Highwire up into the top 3 tenths away from the Ferrari. Katie not pushing on. Aston Martin of Beaksy not pushing on. And it'll be Tanjan up next in the Cadillac. Rotate it through the penultimate corner before you reach the final corner here in Texas. Rotate it, put to the floor, battery depleted. Where does the Cadillac go? To the top 4, half a second off the pace. The Racing Bulls then of Sheehan, the sprint winner, the sprint pole sitter, will lead us away for another lap here in qualifying. The Williams of Mackie, who is beginning another lap, or beginning their first lap here in qualifying. Duty as well as another driver is off the grass momentarily, where James Duty makes their way through the penultimate corner, makes their way towards the final corner of the racetrack, and Duty will be able to stand tall and stand on original pole with a 32.653 to the front of the field when Duty with a lovely, really lovely lap. What about Mack over the line to the front row, our second driver in Grand Prix quali to make it into the 1:32s here in Grand Prix qualifying. Beaksy, another driver, turning rounds off the circuit. Beaksy in the middle sector, 63 milliseconds up. What a number. 63 milliseconds up is the Aston Martin driver as they make their way through the twists and the turns of sector 3, as they rotate through the triple right apex before they make their way towards turn 19. On board was the Green Machine as they rotate it through the final corner, a little bit wide of the apex as Overtaker getting burned to the line, and they would improve their time but remain 1.2 seconds off the entire field here in qualifying. What about Sheehan then? Have they invalidated? No, they have not. The man who is surely the favourite for pole position, Sheehan, will provide more Welsh wonders, he would hope, but he can only go second with a 32.713. And it's major advantage to Duty now. He's watched Sheehan go behind him, and Duty has now got to have the feeling that they can take pole position for the Grand Prix. Brian Evans has just begun another lap, a man who we didn't expect to fight at the front of the field. It appeared out of nowhere, didn't he? And Herbie is 3.6 tenths up at the end of the opening sector. Oh, hello Adam. Hello. How are we, Pimmy Pimes? As we make our way down in towards turn number 11. Make our way towards turn number 12, where once again the battery will remain to be depleted here. You see, when you get with the higher speed you have, the less depletion you get. Oh, don't do that with my wheel, lol. Anyway, we head through turn number 12. Has Herbie found any more time in this middle sector? They've been validated on their time. I cannot believe it. Herbie was looking on for a spectacular effort, and they've just bid farewell to it. Brian Evans, the game said purple in the middle sector. What could Evans do in the Cadillac? The man who took provisional sprint pole before it got snatched away from Sheehan. Rotated for the triple right apex, got plenty of battery for the rest of the lap here. They'll run to zero momentarily here, but as they rotate it through the penultimate corner here, the battery will then momentarily run again to zero. As they round the final corner, the number 97 Cadillac will come over the line, will come good once more, but not good enough. It's only 4th position for the Cadillac, 4.8 tenths away as there's a yellow flag, and don't say someone's crashed. Sandy Johan, have you crashed? It's now Alpine over the line of James. I'm not going to be able to get to him in time. Doesn't matter, he didn't improve. Sheehan has left the session. Oh no! End of the middle sector, it says Rotax is purple. Is AJ back yet? I don't know. I have no idea if AJ's back, to be honest. So Rotax has got so much battery in store. The game said purple here. And will he be able to take provisional pole here in the Grand Prix? As they rotate through 19, get all dancing close with that white line. Head round the final corner where Rotax is a provisional pole for the Grand Prix. He's missed out by 56 milliseconds, and the top three are split by just over half a tenth of a second. Oh, so close. Here in qualifying, James is another driver who is pushing on in this qualifying session. What is the only driver in, well, I say the only driver, there's 10, 12 cars that haven't done anything so far as now. I think of Herbie, who's just got up into the top 5 with a much more better effort. I just cursed the top 3, riveting stuff. Anyway, James, what can they do on their first valid lap here in qualifying, considering they didn't validate final corner? Come around the line, come over the line. It's a 34.754. James goes second slowest overall, 19 milliseconds behind Katie in the McLaren car. There's a Mercedes of Highwire, who was only down by a tenth, but opted to come in to get a fresh set of boots here in this qualifying session. Mackie is someone who has gone well in that first sector. Not a lot of battery left here. You can see that they've already had to turn it off here. They're going to run out before they make it towards the end of the straight. You can hear the Lyco already. That's massive lifting from the Williams driver. That's going to lose him so much time in comparison to others. He's got 50% now. End of the middle sector, 103.153. Currently think only 3/10 up on Katie's time so far. At the minute, I think Mackie's only going to slot into P10 as they rotate it through turn number 15 for the triple right apex of 14, 15 and 16. Turn 19 awaits, then turn 20. Use as much road as you feel comfortable using here. Use all the curb on the right side. Little bit of a drift as they come over the line. Mackie slots in the 10th position as expected. What about Herbie then? Coming into the box to chuck on a new set of boots here in qualifying. James BCFC not improving on their lap so far. It will be Katie, I believe, up next. Katie will get us started for what could be the final runs here in qualifying. Sheehan has now just rejoined the session with 3 minutes 30 to go, so he will have time to chuck on a new set of boots, have time to get back out and challenge for pole. Anyway, we run into the S section where once again Katie will continue to foot to the floor, will continue to attack Dakota, the Texas, the United States circuit, whatever you want to bloody call it. Sheehan's back indeed as we go uphill through 8, through 9, foot to the floor, head downhill through turn number 10, where you have to be careful because we've seen how easy it was for drivers to lose the rear here. As then we head through turn number 11 and head down the back straight towards turn number 12. The timing tower keeps having minor glitches here. For what reason? I don't exactly know. As we make our way towards turn 12, and this is what you need to do. This is what Mackie wasn't able to do. Have battery to deplete the whole way. Katie cuts that really nicely. 6/10 up is the McLaren driver, and Katie finding some pace here in this potential final lap in qualifying here, and the McLaren driver will rotate it through the triple right apex as a Ferrari ahead of Double G, who will begin what will probably be their final lap in qualifying. The top 4 of the top 5 still in the box here as they make their way with Katie around the final corner. Where can Katie go? In the McLaren over the line with a respectable 134.0 and into the top 10 provisionally in this Grand Prix as Haskell's coming over the line, I think. Or is that maybe Yuri Aarons? There is someone who's has just exited the pit lane here. Yuri Aarons to the top 6 then in what will be probably his final run here in qualifying. I think he's got fuel on board, so he might be able to get back around actually. Duty's just exited the pit lane now. Double G is down by 0.04 of a second as well as we make our way down towards the next couple of corners. Tanny Dran's off the road. Tanny Dran's off the circuit is the Cadillac driver. So they will do no further here in qualifying. So as it stands, Shanby will start last, then it'll be Nolan and Spaceboy who's boxed. Lucas will start 19th. Theo Golden Baller will start in the 18th unless they get back round. Round the final corner we go as an Aston Martin of Beaksy over the line to begin the one final hurrah here in qualifying. End of the middle sector, Double G's up by 1.6 tenths though as they make their way through the triple right apex, where Double G will look to try and climb up the order. Needs 3 tenths at least to even challenge for 6th on the road as they round the final corners. They've invalidated their time, so Double G is done. Here in qualifying, Double G will provide no more. Here in qualifying, Mackie will begin another lap here in this qualifying session. Same with Sheehan as well. Duty as well. And so many drivers on outlaps here. Brian Evans has invalidated. Brian Evans, the man who was challenging for pole in the sprint race, will not do any more. So, who do we look to? Do we look to Highwire? Do we look to anyone else? I think it won't be. I think it's going to be Highwire up next here in qualifying. If we miss the provisional pulse there, I do apologise. Highwire makes their way through 15 before they make it through 16, 17 and 18 before the final 2 left-handers are 19 and turn 20. Battery depleted here. Chuck it through turn 19. Foot to the floor. Battery depleted once more. Round turn 20 and round the final corner and towards the line. Invalidation on their time. It would have been a 1:33.508. What would it have been? It would not have been good enough. It would have been a 33.508. That would have been good enough. They would have stayed where they was. The Williams, I think, off the final corner of Fortis. So that was Mackie actually. Mackie didn't make the flag. There's a Cadillac over the line of Brian Evans who didn't do anything. Beaksy as well rounds the final corner. 4.3 tenths up. Over the line. Can stay in P15. So, at the minute, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers who have not set times yet. AJ didn't make the flag. They wouldn't even get on. They didn't even get on the track, to be honest. Theo Golden Baller is pushing on. There is an Alpine as well with Mac, who is pushing on though. And at the end of the middle sector, 500s down, chucking it in and validates on their time. Go over to Sheehan then, the Welsh driver, the sprint winner, the sprint pole sitter. Can they ask a response? Can they force a response from the rest of the field? Which they can with a 32.545. And it's over to Rotax the challenge. Rotax over the line. Snatches it back again. Rotax to original pole. Duty is not improving on their current lap. Sheehan asked a response. Rotax gave a response. And the man who was on original pole 30 seconds ago, can they snatch it back at the last? No, they can't. It's a 1:32.443. They will line up third for the United States Grand Prix. It's Rotax on pole position ahead of Duty in second. Sorry, it was Duty in second. I do apologise. Duty in second. Sheehan, the sprint pole sitter, settles for third position in the sprint, but then they are a whooping 4.5 tenths ahead of the rest of the field. Is this top 3? Yuri, a driver we're not used to seeing down here. Normally always consistently fighting for poles. But on this occasion, won't even be fighting for a podium as it seems. Yuri will line up 6th on the grid for the Grand Prix. So, Rotax from pole ahead of Duty, then Sheehan, Mackie, then Herbie, Yuri, Evans, Double G, Highwire, Theo, Telegram, Fortis, Katie, Mackie, James, Beaksy, AJ Candy, Lucas, Spaceboy, Noel, and Chris are the 6 drivers who did not set times. So if this was full qualifying, everyone in the top 16 could have set a time on the wets, and they would have been safe. Yeah, you bet your lifesavers on Yuri P3. This guy does not have it today. My phone is absolutely baking hot. This is suboptimal. Yabba dabba. What's the World Cup score? Canada v Bosnia. 0-0. How is everyone in the chat doing today? Is everyone doing okay? Literally just started the game. No. Candy Floss, why are you saying no? Well, I'm Italian and the World Cup season is around, so you tell me if I'm like, yeah, you're fine. Keep me until Ellie's winning races. To be fair, you can't tell them to support England when they beat us in the Euro final, which I cried that night, so I can't say that. I was going to say something about frick you for your country making me cry that night. I also from happiness. Oh wait, you're in England. Are you an England fan or Italian? Oh wait, no, no. I thought someone else said that message. I cried when Lewis lost the champion. So did I. I cry at a lot of things. I cried after the Euro final in 24 and 21. I cried. When it's England, I always cry. I don't know why. World Cup 22, I cried when we got knocked out by France. 2016 when we lost to Iceland. Cried about that. 2018 World Cup. Cried about that as well. When Lewis lost the championship in 2021, I was 11, 12, I think. No clue. At least you get to the World Cup. I do not feel well. What? This is when you need Carl here. Because Carl always carries comms. It's too hot. Carl is in my Italian shaped heart always. I was messaging him about is he in like 20 minutes ago. What? Isn't it like cauliflower cheese or something? How hot is it up there in the UK? I don't know, but it's just hot. I'm uncomfortable. I'm very uncomfortable right now. Anyway, we go to the Texas Grand Prix, the United States Grand Prix. It's 5 lights on, and there's no more waiting. We're going racing in the United States, and we climb towards turn number 1. And once again, it's Rotax who will lead us down towards turn number 2 on the inside duty. Shuffle, shit out wide! Oh no! Damage to the Racing Bulls, shuffled out wide by the Mercedes, lost the rear, and Sheehan's bid for United States glory is gone in a matter of meters here. And it's an instant virtual safety car. There's damage to the Racing Bulls of Sheehan, which is so unfortunate. So Sheehan will have to surely come in, because these cars, it's a full safety car actually. A full course yellow has been called. It is a full course yellow on the opening lap. It's a full course safety car here in the United States. You have a look at tyres then. Rotax on the mediums, then Duty, Mac and Yuri on the hards. Sheehan, who was on the hard combat tyres, luckily he can come in to change those tyres. Luckily he can come in to see who, to change that wing. These hard tyres will barely be worn as well, so they'll basically be brand new. He can go mediums and back to hards maybe if he would wish. So behind, the Red Bulls have swapped around on the safety car. Report it, game gone. Oh wow, Xiaomi's got half a front wing. Xiaomi getting caught up in yet more chaos here. So, who opts the box then? Kick fire, front wing damage. No, you're fine. Don't worry. So, who will peel into the pits then? Nope, 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 nope. Yes! Yes, who was it? Fortis. So, here we go. It's going to be a complete raft of pit stops here. It's going to be Fortis, Sheehan, High Wire, Solar Snow. Oh my, wow. That's 7 cars in the box already. Sheehan, Fortis, Space Boy, Beaksy, Xiaomi, James, and Highwire have all come into the box. Is there any strategic calls here? It's not that much damage, wow. So Sheehan's come up behind Fortis. And there's... Sheehan's gone for another set of the hards. That's brilliant. If I was him, I would have gone mediums and then pit again this lap to go back to hards. Well, not necessarily. But if we look at the race director... Well, okay, yes, they all can. Apart from Sheehan. Sheehan's forced himself to box again. This race strategy here has been thrown out the window now for the bottom 7. So, backing up the pack. It's Rotax. Safety car's not in this lap, by the way. It will be in probably next lap, I have to presume. The pole sitter and the front row sitter both got away cleanly. Duty caught up in a little bit of an incident, which sent Sheehan spinning around at turn 1, which saw him get front wing damage and a bunch of others get front wing damage. We can have a look at front wings here. 6 drivers, 6 of the 22 cars got front wing damage here in Texas. They now a double G gain some point positions. Yippee! Actually, that's a brilliant point. Oh my god, this is so hot. Positions gained. Oh my word, Noel's made up 9. We've heard Noel did stay out. So, I mean, double G made up 3, Yuri made up 2, Mac made up 1, Herbie lost 1, Brian Evans stayed where he was. Tanny Duran gained 3, Mackie gained 5, Theo stayed where he was, Katie gained 2, Noel gained 9, Candice Floss gained 5, Lucas gained 5, AJ, I don't know if AJ's in the session. Well, the way that steering is, something is telling me he's not in the session. Because there is front wing damage on that Aston Martin as well. That's our 7th driver we've now seen with visual damage. So, we will get racing this lap. We've had a delay in the start of proceedings due to the safety car. There's a massive gap that's been produced here by Duty. Making sure he keeps his distance, I think. Trying to get some temperature here into the tyres. Safety car coming in at the end of this lap. Where Rotax will lead us away from the restart here. We head into lap number 4. Next time around, the safety car will continue to peel away. Mackie will hope to make some more positions after the 5 he's made. Rotax will try to get some more temp into those tyres here. We'll hope that he can get a perfect restart. Hope he can catch the ball napping. The traditional one is to go on the exit of turn number 19, which you normally see a lot of the time. But he's going to wait a little bit longer as we go head round turn 20. He normally waits to go around the final corner. Will we go racing now? Which we will go racing to lap number 4. Not the greatest restart though. We're heading towards turn number 1. And once again, Duty is looking to challenge for the lead of our race format here. Side by side for the lead of the Grand Prix wheel to wheel they run. Further behind on the inside goes Herbie in the Audi, getting past Yuri Aaron. Yuri's dropped down to 8th position in this Grand Prix. It's a torrential restart for the Haas driver, dropping from 5th down to 8th. Further behind, Sheehan running wheel to wheel with Fortis through the S section, and Sheehan with a wonderful overtake. Diving on the inside goes BC. Sheehan was a sensational switchback through turn number 7. You don't see much there. Herbie has been is being doing battle with Double G. Make your way down towards turn number 12 here. Well, Herbie once again gaining. Herbie's on the inside. Ferrari against Audi. Audi against Ferrari. Wheel to wheel they run through turn number 12 and stamp on the power here in the watch tracks. Brian Evans looking to make the moves as well. Wanting to wait to see what happens here. A little bit of a moment by the Audi here as he thinks of a move after a little bit of an oversteer. But on this occasion, there'll be nothing doing as they now apply the power. And there's a little bit of a moment there for the Alpine of Mac. Wheel to wheel, run the triple right apex, side by side towards turn 19. The Ferrari will think of it on the outside line, will try the cutback as they make their way towards turn number 20, but this occasion not close enough. But I thought Herbie was going to run right into the rear of the Ferrari as we head down the main straight, head to turn number 1, where Herbie is gaining in the slipstream, pulling to the inside, but the Ferrari will think of it as well. Double G will look to chop that one off. He does chop that opportunity off, and now Herbie on the exit, can't get a run. But on this occasion, can Double G get the run on the Alpine as they make their way towards the S side by side? Brian Evans has just completely ruled it through. Brian Evans, F71, Brian Evans has made the move to get through. He's caught Herbie napping with the battery, and it's now Cadillac, Audi, Cadillac. Herbie's now in the Cadillac sandwich, but Herbie will maybe think of a dive bomb move. Further ahead, here comes the Ferrari into turn number 11. Not close enough on that particular occasion, but as we head down that back straight once again. Head down towards turn number 12. Sheehan making steady progress, getting past the McLaren as Candy Foss gets past the Racing Bulls. Side by side, they potentially might run. Side by side, further in the background though, the Red Bull might make the move, and side by side between the Cadillac and the Ferrari, momentary contact as they run wheel to wheel, and around the outside goes Brian Evans. He will have the inside for 10-15 if he thinks of a dive bomb move. But on this occasion, not close enough. Actually, he's maybe defending there from Herbie in the Audi. Would he think of a move in the inside turn number 16? On this occasion, not close enough as they head through the triple right apex. On this occasion, look at the gap they're pulling now. It's the top two. 2.1 seconds between Rotax and Duty, showing why they qualified up here at the front of the field here. Everyone has changed positions apart from the Audi and the Mercedes. Head down towards turn number 1, where once again Double G is getting close. Where once again Yuri Aaron's making the move. Tanidran has left the session here, and you can see it's AI because the Howley just aggressively jinxed. And Maki was doing a bit of a drift there for the opening corner as Double G getting close once again. Head through the S's once again, and Double G will have to stay tucked up behind the Alpine on the hard tyres. The hard tyres are only going to get better and better as this race goes on. As they now rise through turn 8, rise through turn 9, rise downhill through turn 10 before you make it to turn number 11 here. Brian Evans, we could see a move from the Cadillac driver here as they apply the power and go down that back straight. Go down towards turn number 12, where Double G will once again be gaining. But once again, Brian Evans has got the battery, and once again, Brian Evans is going for it on the inside line. Side by side they run, side by side no more, as Brian Evans gets past Double G and is now P4 in the Grand Prix, unless Double G can think of a dive bomb move. Into turn 15, got a look around the outside to try and set up the switchback, applying the power and rounding the triple right apex. On this occasion, he can't set it up. The leader of the Grand Prix, though, getting also close to pole sitter, and the man who started P2 preparing to do battle. If these two swap positions, everyone in the Grand Prix would have changed at least one position. Head down the main straight and head towards turn number 1. Head towards the opening corner of the circuit, where once again Duty will not be close enough, but someone who might be close enough. Brian Evans wasn't close enough to make the move under braking. Candy Floss as well will look to make that move as the McLaren just waves them on by. And Candy Floss up 8 positions, tags the rear, and there is front wing damage on that Ferrari. Front wing damage, half of it's gone on that Ferrari. That's going to be an absolute boat, it seems. Yeah, look, you can see him trying to urgently chuck the car to just hope for some rotation here. You can see Duty gaining on the rear of Rotex once again. And Infinity Candy Floss, who made up 8 positions so far, will not be doing any more gaining. He'll probably be doing some more losing here. As you know, it's just game 1. That's the AI Italian. But for the lead of the United States Grand Prix, Rotax is defending that inside line. Duty was thinking of it, but it's going to think better just to save some more fuel, save some more tyres, some more battery, to think of maybe a challenge into either turn 1 or into turn number 12, where we just headed through. Tanidran and Katie running wheel to wheel. Katie gets through on the Cadillac. As Brian Evans going slightly defensive after a slight attack from Double G as they run it through the triple right apex, where once again Double G will continue to try and put the pressure on, where Herbie will want to put that pressure on as well. Head round the final corner and head down that main straight once again. Your race leader Rotax is being caught by Duty. Will Duty once again think of it to the inside? No, he won't, but someone who might think of it to the inside is Brian Evans, but he's thinking smart, thinking patient here on the medium compound tyres. He knows those tyres are fading away. The Audis and the Haas running wheel to wheel. Herbie defending against the season 4 runner-up and a one-time world champion here in TTYB. Yuri Aaron's trying to set up a audacious move in the S section, where you don't really see many of them here, but once again it's so hard to overtake in the S section. You're better off just waiting for it, trying to take some alternative lines to gain momentum, to gain speed, to gain pace, to gain a position as you head down towards turn number 11. Now head down towards turn number 12. Rotax is near on out of battery here. Duty is not out of battery here. We're heading towards turn 12, where the leaders in the Grand Prix prepare to do battle, when Duty once again will just stay tucked up behind in this Grand Prix. Further behind, Yuri Aaron's thinking of the move, got the move, and we're 3 abreast, are we, towards turn number 13. It's 3 wide through turn 13, rounding outside. Herbie's going to try this. Double G's lost out on 2 places here. Herbie's going to dive in on the inside of Yuri Aaron's. Yuri Aaron's has made up 2 places here as we head towards the triple right apex corner, and on this occasion nothing doing there. Look how close it is to the lead though as we head through turn number 19 and towards turn number 20. On this occasion here we make our way towards turn number 1 once again. My phone is baking hot, oh my word. As we head towards turn number 1, Duty is gaining once again, but once again Duty is just able to turn off that battery, do some Lyco, be able to, but for the podium, Brian Evans is running wheel to wheel with Mac. Wheel to wheel towards the S's. Who will yield? Will anyone yield? As they run into the S's side by side. Mac, he's out of battery, but he's up a position. He's held this position, actually. And Mac is able to hold on to that podium position. Brian Evans has got plenty more battery, though, for the lead of the Grand Prix. Once again, look how close it is as they make their way flat through turn number 10 towards turn number 11 here. This occasion, Duty will stay tucked up behind, but once again they are gaining time on these leaders. Duty needs to get a move on if he wants to ensure that Mac or Brian Evans cannot catch up. Sheehan, by the way, is back up into the top 9 here, but still has a lot of work to do. He's made his way on the exit at turn number 11. We head towards turn 12 though, and for the lead on this Grand Prix, he's thinking of it, trying to switch back off the road. Goes the Audi as they run wheel to wheel here. The Audi will probably have to give that one back. He maintained the position off the road as we head to the inside at turn 15. Wheel to wheel they run on the inside. The Audi will try to hopefully defend it as the Mercedes, a little bit of a moment on the inside. The Audi on the outside line. The Audi holds the lead of the United States Grand Prix. It's surely though a matter of time until they do change positions here. Brian Evans as well will surely want to get through soon on Mac, but the Mac's just going to get faster and faster here. But towards turn 1, you can see he doesn't want to wait much more. Duty, would he go for it to the inside of turn 1? It's side by side for the lead, and there's contact between the top 2. Run down towards turn 2 and 3 into the S's side by side. The top 2 in the Grand Prix remain wheel to wheel here, but as they apply the rotation of the wheel, it's Duty who now leads the United States Grand Prix here on lap number 10 of the United States Grand Prix. And it's up to Rotax, the pole sitter, to try and stick with Duty, who has been looking oh so quick here in the United States this weekend. The regulations up kicking his pace, up roaring his pace. Sheldon Beast coming to the box for a new set of tyres here as Noel is now ahead of him as well. High wire. So one Mercedes is first, one Mercedes is last in the pecking order as we head in towards turn number 12. Once again, you hear the Lyco from Brian Evans here. Third, fourth and fifth have broken away from Herbie in sixth. We're here for the triple right apex, and look at the time lost already. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Look at the time lost already. 1 second lead for the Mercedes man, and every single driver has now changed position. Is the Audi peeling to the pits, or am I going insane? I'm going insane. Anyway, Mac was a major moment there for the Alpine. This is going to allow Brian Evans a prime opportunity to dive it on the inside at turn 1, but he's thinking better of it. Yuri Aarons, who is low on fuel, who has got better tyres. Yellow flags behind. Beaksy has spun the car down in P18. The Aston Martin off in the grass. Gets it spun back around. Will be out of the way. You can see the hazard lights on the car. No! Oh. He's lost it under traction. And Beaksy is out of the race. Holy moly. Infinity Carniflos has been blessed here. But the drivers who just boxed, if we look at the tyres here, Sheldon B, who just boxed, is going to have it all to do now. And this is exactly what I meant with Sheehan here. Sheehan should have gone back to mediums. Because now he has to go mediums here. It's a strategic blunder. It's a strategic blunder from the Racing Bulls. Oh, there's damage. Oh. There's damage to someone. I think it's the Williams, is it? I think it is the Williams. The Williams have got front wing damage. The Williams just ran into the back of the Ferrari. So into pits, this kind of screws Duty, doesn't it, a bit now? So Duty peels into the box. Rotax, you'd have to say, has been given a lifeline here. It is way too early for the medium to compound tyres, I think. Well, the wish was commanded. It's a second safety car here. Wait, what? Duty's gone hard. Oh, ref, take me out of the game. Hard. Duty, what's the thinking? What's the process? Yeah, he's gonna have to. Duty's forced himself to box again. Unless he's relying on another safety car. Infinity Candy Floss, who has had quite the torrential Grand Prix, it's safe to say. Quite the bottle jobs in this Grand Prix so far from Candy Floss. So Lucas is on the soft. So Lucindy's gone soft. What's he doing? Trust the shell and be pit crew. Well. Blimey. Well, into the pits comes who? Mackie. Smart thing. I think it's a smart thing. You'll be more competitive in the long run. Into the pits comes Lucas as well. I'm not surprised after going soft. Yeah, he'll go back to the hard tyres now, and that'll see him out to the end of the Grand Prix. Oh, to change his front wing as well. So Lucas has actually been able to jump him there. High wire goes through, so does Noel as well. Oh, Lucas. Brother. It's safety car. Take me out the game, ref. How's he done that? Well, sorry, I'm completely zoning out. No, I'm right. Well, safety car's coming in at the end of this lap. It's now Duty's turn. Duty's turn to lead the safety car away. Oh! Almost contact already under the safety car. Duty is relying on another safety car here in Texas. Duty is relying on something to happen in the mid-pack. Relying that a safety car comes out like lap 20, he can go to the mediums. For the third time, let's go racing here in the United States. And there's a pretty good restart here as we climb the hill. And once again towards turn number 1, we're going to see some challenges side by side between Double G and Yuri Ahrens. Yuri Ahrens against his former team, wheel to wheel. Forward contact between the Audi and the Ferrari as they head through towards the S's side by side. Candy Floss and Katie running wheel to wheel. And there's no nose on the Ferrari. The nose on the Ferrari's gone. I'm amazed at the front wing staying intact. That is some pretty impressive talent. Rotax, no! Rotax the pole sitter has got a time penalty for track limits. So I'd say this is now advantage Brian Evans. He's the highest hard tire runner. Side by side behind between Candy Floss and Herbie. Yellow flags are out in sector 3. That's just a game bug. Head down the back straight. Oh my word, look at the defence ahead between Rotax and Mac. Side by side they run momentarily. And Rotax went very aggressive there to defend his position. Mac's on the inside at turn 13. Wheel to wheel. Rotax is going aggressive. But Mac has got that position ahead of the pole sitter. And now the Cadillac of Brian Evans. It's now up to him to see if he can get past Rotax and put himself into what would be... Well, he is currently in that P2 because Duty still has to box in this Grand Prix again because he's only used hard tyres so far. Candy Floss up in the 7th, by the way, ahead of his teammate now. So maybe he got ahead of Herbie and Double G, thought he was on the mediums, let him use it to his advantage here. We head down the main straight, head towards turn number 1. Sheehan, well and truly not out of this Grand Prix yet. Will Sheehan go brave to the inside at turn number 1? On this occasion, not close enough. The noseless Ferrari of Candy Floss still there as well as we make our way down and towards the S's. Well, once again, the top... what am I going to say? The top 6? No. Duty being slowly caught by Mac. That is from P1 all the way down to P12 is this little train here. I say little, it's quite a big train, isn't it? 11 Formula 1 cars. Here, Shalom B from last is up into P13. In this Grand Prix was the oldest tyres of the entire field here. We head down the back straightaway once again. Look how much that gap has closed up. Look how much Mackie has gained in comparison to Duty. The medium tyres well and truly fired up. That's a horrible camera angle. I'm not using that. Oh my goodness, that's no good camera angles. There you go. What's this one? Rotax. Sorry, Candy Floss as well. Thinking of that move. I really hope this game... I really hope they need that. This is stupid how long this bug's been there. Katie and Tanny Drum running wheel to wheel. And Katie getting through past the Cadillac for the lead of the Grand Prix. It's side by side for P5 in the Grand Prix. Here comes Candy Floss with a move on the inside at turn 16. Minor contact as they run through 17 and 18 towards 19. Sheehan as well looking for the move on the outside line towards turn 20. We run Sheehan Lycos to make sure he's got some more battery to deploy before the lead of the Grand Prix. Max got the fastest lap. He's gaining in the slipstream. He's pulling out to the inside line, and the Alpine is going for the lead of the Grand Prix, and the Alpine gets through into the lead of the Grand Prix. Candy Floss as well, running wheel to wheel with Sheehan, and Candy Floss on the attack. Candy Floss making the positions, the two drivers on the medium tyres. Wheel bang in there, and it's almost free wide to the S's. Candy Floss gets past Sheehan. Sheehan, the sprint winner, down into 7th in this Grand Prix, and Candy Floss now looking to make this move on the Haas of Yuri Ahrens, who's lacking pace in these regulations. It's evident to say. The nose of Ferraris just makes me laugh. Heading towards turn number 11 once again, where for the lead of this Grand Prix, it's getting closer now for 3rd place in this Grand Prix, and Rotax is looking to make the moves, is looking to get past the man he started alongside on the grid, and it's wheel to wheel into turn number 12, and Rotax easily breezes on by. Yuri Ahrens is dueling with Candy Floss because Brian Evans has been passed by the pair of them. Brian Evans, who was looking in a prime position to maybe challenge for this win, is now behind Yuri, behind Candy Floss. He's got so many cars to overtake to get even up into 3rd place now in this Grand Prix. Further behind Sheehan as well. Just can't do anything about it. It's lacking the pace at this current moment in time as we head in towards turn number 20. And once again, here in the United States. We will go for yet another tour. Head on to lap number 17, where the top 7, all in your same picture, head towards turn number 1, where Candy Floss has set the fastest lap of the race. He's flying here in Texas, and Candy Floss has come alive in this next stint of the Grand Prix. Absolutely flying. A resurgent Infinity Candy Floss here, as in towards the S's momentarily thought of it, but Duty will stay tucked up behind. Sheldon B, the reigning world champion, gets past Katie, and you might be witnessing one of the greatest drives ever in TTYB from how much Sheldon B is roaring now back through this field. Brian Evans as well, trying to make this move on Candy Floss as we head in towards the S's. Candy Floss is actually thinking of maybe a move on Yuri Aaron's. Candy Floss is showing so much pace right now, flicking the wheel, head down that back straight, head down towards that famous turn 12, where you will hope to see at least one overtake. Shannon B gets past Fortis here. Will Fortis maybe think of a move as they head down that back straight? No, they won't. Sheehan's getting close. Sheehan's getting past the Cadillac of Brian Evans, and Candy Floss is still getting close to the rear of the Haas of Yuri Aaron. Yellow flags are behind for a spun Williams momentarily of Mackie. Not sure why, not sure how, but he's off at turn 10, and there's a third safety car of the Grand Prix here. And what do you do now? Do you box? What do you do? Sheehan's got that next set of hard tyres to... He's got a slightly scrubbed set of hard tyres to go to, has Sheehan. And I have a feeling that was potentially caused by Mackie. So, Mackie, Rotax will continue on. Oh my word, is that a strategic blunder? Rotax will continue on. Sheehan will continue on. Double G will continue on. Herbie will continue on. Both Audis will continue on. Tanidran will continue on here. Sheldon B will continue on. Fortis, Katie, Noel, James will all continue on. Lucas will continue on as well. It's close. I think Lucas just got ahead though. No, he didn't. So the Alpine got ahead of one of them. If you're Lucas now, you just pit. If you're Lucas, you just box. You're going to lose too much. Okay. So this is going to be a thrilling end to the Grand Prix. Why you haven't boxed Sheehan, you explain that to me after. Because, mate, don't know. But he's currently net race leader. Is the sprint race winner. He blames Carl a lot of the time. He blames Carl for cursing him. He blames Carl for sitting him in P2 a lot. Whenever Carl's here, it always tends to be P2 for the Welsh driver. My TV's totally off. That's not good. I would have boxed. I would have boxed if I was Candy Floss. He was on the mediums. You don't say no to getting a new set of boots. People who were on the mediums definitely made the right call to box. Because those mediums were not going to the end competitively. Now they will go to the end competitively. They will have to do 9 racing laps competitively. Yes, it's a lot of traffic, but new tyres is crucial here. With dirty air more or less gone, you can benefit so much from them. Sheldon B. Thinking of a move, is he? On Tanidran. So penalty situation is, it's currently Sheehan P1, Herbie P2, Tanidran P3. We will have 9 laps to go when we go racing next time around. I would like to see what happened to Mackie because it seemed a bit purposeful where he stopped. Stopped on the apex of turn 11. Unless there's a rule change which allows purposeful safety cars. I don't know. No. So this is a very, very interesting situation now. The top 10 are all... The top 10 all on old tyres. And Lucas. And Theo Goldenballer. Why did he not pit? I don't get why Lucas didn't pit. He's going to be an absolute roadblock now. So, you would say it's now advantage Mac. It's now advantage the Alpine. Doing some absurd weaving as well. Candy Floss still hasn't got a nose. Candy Floss, look at this. Look at you. You ain't got a nose. You have a front wing, you ain't got a nose. So, Rotax will lead us away. The pole sitter against the sprint pole sitter. A man who now knows what it's like to win around Texas, know what it's like to control the lead of a Grand Prix. Rotax has done that for a bit in this Grand Prix, but he was under pressure from Duty. A lot of the time, actually lost the lead to Duty. Sheehan has not been overtaken. Sheehan, well no, he has been overtaken, but Sheehan won the sprint race earlier today. He controlled the race from the front in the sprint. He's now got a chance to retake the lead. He is your net race leader because of the penalty situation. For the 4th time, no more waiting. We're going racing once again, and we're going down the main straight. 9 laps remaining here in the United States. It's a pretty decent race start by Rotax. In the turn number 1 we go. Look how close to the rear of Ferrari is. Further behind, Casey making the move on Fortis, wheel to wheel. Williams and McLaren run, but for the lead, a bit deep from Rotax. Sheehan leads the United States Grand Prix. As we head to the S's, it's oh my word, side by side, almost between second and first in the Grand Prix. He stuck it to the inside, looked for it. Such a risky and audacious move when you're fighting for the lead. Sheehan's now got the lead, and already here, Mac has made up 1 position here. James is dropping down the order. You've now got to watch out for these guys on the new tyres here. Mac looking for the move, this time on no, as we heading towards turn number 11 on this occasion. Not close enough. Further behind though, side by side between Candy Floss and Lucas, and Candy Floss gets through. Side by side up the road though, between the Racing Bulls and the Alpine. Noel and Mac running wheel to wheel in towards the next corner. Further ahead, it's wheel to wheel for 4th place. Tanidran and Herbie side by side, minor contact as they run in towards turn 13. Herbie picks up a penalty for track limits. Side by side they remain, make their way towards turn 15, and Herbie will continue to dive it on the inside line. They stand on the power on the exit of the corner here, and Herbie gets the position ahead. AJ diving on the inside, almost collecting the Mercedes. A Duty! Duty's dropped down to 20th. I cannot believe this. Into the pits comes Double G. Double G has opted to bail out of that strategy. As we head down the main straight once again, Shalnaby, the world champions, up at the 5th. Further behind, we look for Mac on the new tyres, diving it to the inside line. It's wheel to wheel between 7th and 6th, and off in the background goes the Racing Bulls and Noel. Fortis as well, looking to get involved as well. Look how close it is between 8th, 7th and 6th in the Grand Prix. Mac gets through, Candy Floss gets through as well. Candy Floss is now P1 of the new tyre gamble. It's now 5 cars between Candy Floss and P1 on the road. Next up though for Candy Floss is the toughest one of the lot. It's the reigning and defending world champion. We head down that back straight, and once again it's our battery for Mac. Our battery for Candy Floss. Plenty of battery for Mac. It's wheel to wheel into turn number 12. Candy Floss late on the brakes with an audacious dive. Mac will try to cut back, but a lovely, very, very phenomenal late braking dive by Candy Floss. Yellow flags are out because high wires dropped now as well. Yuri Aaron's getting past Noel in the background as well. But look at this. It's the new tyres against the old tyres here. Candy Floss, which way do you want to go? Where do you want to try and make this move? Potentially around the outside at turn number 19. No, not close enough. Good think of a dive to the inside at turn 20. But on this occasion, not close enough. You have lap 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 and 28. 7 laps remaining here in the United States. Shaldenby's out of battery. No, he's not. He's just not to deploy it. You can hear the Lyco there. Pass 1. Thinking of the double dive. Minor contact between the Cadillac and the Ferrari here. But here comes Mack on the exit. Almost contact between us. So there is contact almost into the wall. Went the Alpine and the Red Bull. And the Alpine and the Red Bull did really well not to career into the barrier. Yellow flag behind for Spaceboy, who's off in the wall and is backwards in this Grand Prix. Sheehan leads by 0.3 of a second from Rotax, then Herbie, and then Tanidran. And then after Candy Floss has dispatched off the Cadillac, it's over to him to charge down as Shaldenby's run wide. Shaldenby's off the road momentarily at the back. He's picked up a penalty for track limits here. Now, here comes Mack, thinking of the move. Might be able to get 2 here if the Ferrari runs out of battery. The Cadillac is flashing, but as they make their way towards turn number 12, it's side by side for 6th place. 6th and 5th on the road. Wheel to wheel they go. Tanidran backs out of it, and Mack gets through into 5th place. And now they've got a stallion charge to do. Candy Floss on the new tyres. It's got an effort to make. Sheehan leads on old medium compound tyres. He leads on 10 lap old mediums, whilst 4th, 5th and 6th are on the 4 lap old mediums. They are on the new tyres here. Yuri Aaron has not been able to make the progress they have. Duty, a driver who was probably one of the favourites to be able to win this Grand Prix, is down in 15th. Cappy, I have a question. Will this be Candy Floss's first win in TTYB? Anyway, for the lead, and while I wait for you to answer that, for the lead of the Grand Prix, it does get close once more. Candy Floss just needs to learn to recharge some battery, though. They are now within the second, though, of the train. The train, which once stood at 3, now stands at 5. For the moment, will stand now at 7, maybe 8. Now stands at 8. The world champion at the back of it, probably the least favourite to do anything about it. He won in China last season, but it got taken away. So, will this be his first? Will this be his first win? Like, that all stands. For the lead, for the lead, for the lead. Rotax on the inside. Side by side they run. Sheehan's going to try the up and under. Highwire is finally our next driver to retire from the Grand Prix. We head down the back straight. Rotax now leads the United States Grand Prix and head down towards turn number 12. Sheehan is gaining. Will Sheehan send it? He will just do some Lyco. But further behind, Candy Floss is getting close to the rear of Herbie. But there's occasionally a little bit of a slide there from the front and the rear through turn number 12. And they make their way through turn number 13. And Candy Floss will want to move urgently. Will want to get to the rear and think of it. Could have gone to it to the inside, but surely not. All the way around the outside. Not close enough. Hadn't got the grip on that outside line to do anything about it. Further behind, Duty running wheel to wheel was Mackie on the exit at the corner. Further ahead, Katie's running wheel to wheel was Lucas now. Wheel to wheel, almost contact as Lucas. Elbow out, getting the move done. Further ahead though, Mac, look how close he is to the rear of Candy Floss. This seems to be your battle for the favourites for the lead. 5 to go here in Texas. And we head through turn number 1 once again. It's Candy Floss with no nose. I'm kind of upset he's got no nose because it's going to look a bit weird now when he comes around that final corner, if he is to be your race winner today. We head through the S's though, where it's surely a matter of time before Candy Floss gets past Herbie. Herbie has done double the amount that Candy Floss has done on this set of tyres. Obviously, safety car laps included here. Lucas was another 3-second time penalty for track limits here. 5 to go in the United States, where Candy Floss is getting low on that battery pack, but just trying to do some Lyco, trying to save it up. Herbie doing well with the battery. Brian Evans as well. You can't discount him. You saw how well he was doing in the sprint race, challenging up front. We head now towards turn number 12. Will Candy Floss go brave on the brakes before the lead of the Grand Prix? It's wheel to wheel. Sheehan's running wheel to wheel with Rotax. Off the road went the Audi as they run wheel to wheel around the outside. It's minor contact, big contact. The Audi gets caught up in it. So does the Alpine. This is wheel to wheel they go. Candy Floss dives it past 1, maybe past a second here to P2. After some minor collisions here, it's dropped Sheehan to 3rd. It's dropped Herbie to 5th. And this is now allowed Herbie to run wheel to wheel with Mac in towards turn 19. Elbows out. Mac is through into 4th. It's now Candy Floss, your net race leader, as Rotax has run off the circuit. Sheehan has now been elbowed out wide. He's going to probably fall off the podium soon, as Mackie is diving to it to the inside line. Sheehan looks his rears as they head through turn number 1. Further behind, it's side by side between Herbie and Brian Evans, as into the S's we go, into the S's side by side. Mac backs out of it and Sheehan's able to hold his position, but Mac will try to shape up a move, surely not around the outside at turn 6. Oh my word, around the outside at turn 6 to the inside at turn number 7 with a bold. It's a brilliant move. What's happened? Off goes the V-Cub, off goes the Audi, off goes Sheehan, off goes Herbie, and Sheehan, who had tasted victory for the first time today in the sprint, will not even taste the podium. Off the road goes the Welshman, and it's all gone crumbling away in a matter of meters here. Here comes Mac towards turn number 12 on the inside. This is for your net race lead, and Mac moves into your net race lead. Both drivers fighting for maiden victory in TTYB. You can't fight too much though, otherwise you're going to allow Rotax to draft away. Herbie, a 3-second penalty for track limits here. Candy Floss as well. Candy Floss, a 3-second time penalty for track limits. So now Brian Evans has got to get past the Ferrari. Brian Evans has got to get the move on here to try and challenge for this win. Brian, Candy Floss and Mac and Rotax, the top 4 have never won a Grand Prix in TTYB. But Brian Evans will hope that it could be his name. Mac will hope that it could be his name. Head through turn number 1. And once again, Brian Evans closing up. Stand on the power on the exit of turn 1. Head through turn number 2 towards turn 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10. On this occasion, Brian Evans will have to stay tucked up behind. The Cadillac driver will want to get the move on here. Candy Floss was staring at a maiden race win, but it's not going to happen. The time penalty is a virtue. The time penalty has thrown it all away for the Scarlet Ferrari driver. Brian Evans has now got the Season 2 runner-up behind him, but Yuri has got a track limit time penalty here. We head down that back straight, and Brian, it's surely a virtue for when Brian can get this move done. Candy Floss will be out of battery, and you see the rear light already flashing. It's not going to be a contest here. Here comes Brian Evans. Here comes Yuri Aarons. Think of the move. Candy Floss goes defensive because he knows this one is for position here. So Brian Evans, we're heading on to the penultimate lap next time around. How much does Rotax try to defend this one? How much does Rotax fight for the on-track lead of the Grand Prix? For Brian Evans' sake, he hopes a lot. Yuri Aarons dives it on the inside. Tries the old switcheroo, does Candy Floss, gets it successfully, but wheel to wheel, round the triple right apex, there's contact between the pair of them, and Yuri Aarons gets past the Ferrari, gets past his whole team, and now, we look at the lead of the Grand Prix. Mac is now less than a second ahead of Brian Evans. 2 laps remaining here in the United States, where Mac seems to be the favourite here to win the Grand Prix. Further behind, Yuri Aarons seeming all tucked up on the rear of the Cadillac as we run through the opening couple of corners on the circuit. Head through 3, head through 4, head through 5, and head through turn 6 for the penultimate time in this Grand Prix, where Rotax, who started on pole, still leads the way, but the time penalty is going to be the fate of his destined maiden win. It's going to be no more. Yuri Aarons as well, getting close. Absolutely no battery left on that Cadillac, but for the lead of the United States Grand Prix, surely it is Mac's virtue. Surely it is Mac's destiny to take maiden race win. But as we head towards turn 12, he's going for it to the inside, and Mac, your new race leader of the United States Grand Prix. It was looking to be Candy Floss's, but Mac has stolen the spotlight, has stolen the show in the Lone Star State. He's going to be the Lone Star on the top of the podium here. Brian Evans will stand P2 when we get to this point next lap. Candy Floss, it's all fading away. He's got front wing damage, has the Ferrari, and it's all faded away. The world champion, his hard tyres have come back to life. He might think of a dive at the inside turn 20. Candy Floss running it defensively as they head round that final corner. Here comes Yuri Aarons challenging for second place in the Grand Prix. And this will be for position, wheel to wheel. Oh no! Contact between the pair of them. The pole sitter and the runner-up from last season making major contact. That looked quite intentional from the Audi there. If we look at the penalty situation, he's got 6 seconds nonetheless on the final lap of the Grand Prix as they make their way through the S's. Brian Evans nonetheless was going to get second place in the race anyways as they make their way climbing up through turn 8 and turn number 9. Nonetheless, don't really know what that was from Rotax there. Probably get reported by Yuri after this race. Brian Evans now. Brian Evans has got a time penalty, so he has to get Yuri on the track if he wants to get an extra position. Still going to be a podium nonetheless though, before the lead of this Grand Prix. Look how close it is. Here comes Yuri Ahrens. There's no battery left for either Audi or Haas as we head in towards turn number 12 for the final time. And you can see everyone in the picture. Candy Floss defending against the world champion, wheel banging as they go under braking. Candy Floss, oh my word, it's a sensational switchback to get past the reigning world champion for second place though. Wheel to wheel all the way around that outside line in towards the triple right apex. Yuri Ahrens gets through. Sheldon B and Candy Floss remain wheel to wheel, but at the front of the field. Oh my god, he's got a time penalty. Luckily, no one behind him has. Mac, rounding the final corner for the first time ever, wins a TTYB Grand Prix. He takes it ahead of Yuri Ahrens, Brian Evans, who could, if he didn't get the time penalty, he could have won that race. Rotax, the pole sitter, will finish in 4th. Shaolin B and Candy Floss split by 2 milliseconds at the flag. Tanidran in 7th. It will be Duty in 8th, Fortis 9th, Noel in 10th, Mackie 11th, James in 12th, Herbie 13th, Katie in 14th, Double G 15th, Lucas with quite the woeful race down to 16th. Theo, then there'll be these 4, Theo Gordon Baller, Space Boy, Sheehan, another race of what could have been for the Welshman. But Mac is your United States Grand Prix winner and your opening winner of the year here in TTYB Season 5 Tier 1. The Croatian driver stands on the top step, lifts that trophy high and proud. The Croatian from the Dutchman, and then the Australian. Quite a unique set of flags on that podium, isn't it? Haas, Cadillac, and Alpine. That's not a trio I never thought I'd say on a podium together, especially in 2026. But nonetheless, United States, you have not disappointed. Once again, Fortis was the cleanest driver. There's all your results. Mackie picks up 30 points in the Grand Prix. 30 points in the Grand Prix, and then he picks up in the sprint race. Picks up 10 points. A perfect start to the weekend for the Croatian. Brian Evans as well did well in the Cadillac. Yuri Ahrens, although it wasn't his strongest showing, still did really well to get 6th in the sprint and to get 2nd in the Grand Prix is a lovely comeback drive. What could have been for duty today only got P8 in the Grand Prix. It could have been a win, should have been a win really, maybe you'd say, if he hadn't got caught up in incidents. But what a race that was. What a race that was. Candy Floss gets caught up in an incident. What's new in this? What's new in this? It's been a phenomenal race. Mac, your race winners in the Twitch chat. How do you feel, Mac? You're a TTYB race winner. United States, you have not disappointed whatsoever. It never disappoints, does it? Does Texas? Such a phenomenal circuit. I don't get how anyone could say they don't like it. But here in TTYB, we finished our opening race of the year. Do you want to know where we head next week? You're gonna have to wait and find out. I don't know when we can say, because I know me and Carl are picking it, but I don't know when we can say. I think we say it like just before the race. Yeah, so round 2 next week. Normal circuit. You know what? I'm gonna remind myself where we're heading. 'Cause I've got this. Me and Carl were talking about this the other day. Where is Carl? There is Carl. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh yes. It was my pleasure, Katie. Thank you for allowing me to do this again. 15 minutes before. All right, sweet. Right. Well, on that note, we can conclude the end of the opening round of the year. You've been joined by me, Rio Harris. If you want to know where to find me, Rio Harris F1 on all socials. But from me, ciao adios. I am done. Bye bye.